The following situation unfolds near the front line, where Ukrainian reconnaissance drones detect two Russian soldiers returning to their positions. The soldiers remain completely unaware that they are being tracked as they move along the path. An FPV drone is dispatched and moves in to execute the strike. As the drone closes the distance, the soldiers fail to react in time to evade the threat. The encounter illustrates how rapid targeting and persistent aerial surveillance leave ground units with virtually no window to mount a defense. A Ukrainian drone identifies a Russian soldier concealing himself inside a ruin. It maneuvers for a suitable attack position. The Russian soldier fails to notice the drone approaching from behind. The following operation unfolds in the Donetsk region, where a Ukrainian FPV drone scans abandoned trenches with precision. After a focused search of the area, the drone detects two Russian soldiers. While one soldier attempts to fire at the aircraft, his efforts fail to bring it down. Meanwhile, the second soldier, unable to rise from the ground in time, becomes the primary target. An FPV drone detects a Russian soldier in open terrain. As it accelerates, the soldier panics and throws his rifle at the drone. This desperate reaction fails to stop the strike. Another soldier becomes a target in the same location. A Russian soldier is detected just as he attempts to enter a trench. An FPV drone moves toward the target immediately. The soldier becomes trapped at the entrance of the shelter, unable to find a way inside. Pinned in place, he fails to escape the approaching strike. Despite all his efforts, the drone strikes the soldier directly. Ukrainian reconnaissance drones detect numerous Russian soldiers in the Donetsk region. On the front lines, Russian personnel are moving across open terrain, often alone. With no place to hide, these soldiers become easy targets for FPV drones. With no options other than to run, they remain completely vulnerable. It is evident they lack appropriate weaponry. In most cases, they fail to even notice the approaching drone. The soldiers consistently move toward Ukrainian defensive positions. This situation demonstrates that Russian forces are advancing without any clear strategy. Ukrainian FPV drones are dispatched for every single soldier, and the entire sector remains under total Ukrainian aerial control. A Ukrainian FPV drone tracks a Russian soldier across the battlefield. Although the soldier survives the initial strike, the operator remains determined to neutralize the target. To lure the soldier out of cover, a tactical trap is set. The drone mimics a withdrawal, moving away before landing to wait silently on the ground. Moments later, believing the threat has passed, the Russian soldier emerges from his hiding spot. At that exact moment, the drone reactivates and launches its final attack. By then, any reaction comes too late, and the engagement concludes under precise aerial control. An FPV drone penetrates a Russian hiding spot. Military supplies are visible inside, but the drone prioritizes the personnel. After a brief search, it identifies two Russian soldiers. One manages to flee, while the other is caught while attempting to open a door. The other soldier is detected outside and becomes a target as well. Military equipment inside is also completely neutralized by the drones. This operation demonstrates that hiding from drones remains impossible. A Russian soldier hiding within an underground tunnel is detected following a meticulous search. An FPV drone executes highly precise maneuvers to enter the narrow passage. Initially, the space appears vacant, yet the drone continues its search to ensure no target remains. Suddenly, a Russian soldier emerges and throws his rifle at the drone. Instead of firing his weapon, he attempts to strike the aircraft physically, but this reaction proves futile. The following situation unfolds as Ukrainian reconnaissance drones detect a Russian unit attempting to establish positions within a forested area. Within moments, FPV drones are dispatched to the site to intercept the movement. As the aircraft close in, military vehicles moving across the exposed terrain become primary targets. The engagement widens as Russian soldiers attempting to seek cover from the strike are identified and targeted as well. Under such persistent aerial pressure, any attempt to flee proves futile, resulting in total failure against the high speed and precision of the approaching drones. A Ukrainian drone conducts a rapid reconnaissance sweep, searching for targets along a primary route used by Russian forces. Before long, it identifies Russian soldiers moving in a vehicle. As the drone approaches at high speed, one soldier manages to escape from the vehicle, but not all of them can flee in time. The following situation unfolds in the same area where multiple Russian soldiers are identified. They arrive to settle into new positions. However, within a short time, all of them are targeted by dozens of drones. Through these strikes, Ukrainian FPV drones disable numerous military vehicles, leaving the Russian soldiers without transport on the front. The following operation unfolds against Russian trenches and shelters. Ukrainian reconnaissance drones identify the positions along the front, one by one. FPV drones execute the strikes. Carrying explosive payloads, the drones enter the shelters and detonate. From the heavy explosions, no soldiers escape. Russian soldiers do not leave their trenches often due to the winter season. However, waiting in a stationary position proves to be quite dangerous. For Ukrainian drones, they all turn into easy targets. Here, a drone enters one of the shelters, and inside, a Russian soldier with nowhere to run becomes a helpless target. A group of Russian soldiers is arriving to rescue a wounded teammate and is being detected by a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone. The Russian soldiers are moving with great caution against drones, unaware they are being watched. They are continuing to communicate via radio. Meanwhile, a vehicle is arriving to evacuate the area. After loading their wounded teammate into the vehicle, the Russian soldiers are undergoing an FPV drone strike at an unexpected moment. No one in the vehicle is escaping. The following operation unfolds as Ukrainian drones launch a series of strikes on Russian positions in the Pokrovsk sector. The aircraft drop munitions directly into identified hideouts. As trenches become increasingly vulnerable to aerial threats, Russian personnel attempt to fortify abandoned structures across the region. However, these efforts prove insufficient for concealment. From altitudes of dozens of meters, the drones release their payloads onto the soldiers below. Although various types of munitions are deployed, the objective remains a single goal: to cause maximum destruction. Dozens of Russian soldiers are targeted without any means of retaliation. ABM-21 Grad multiple rocket launcher system, frequently utilized by Russian forces on the front lines, is detected. This high-value asset is completely neutralized through a series of coordinated drone strikes. Despite the strategic importance of such equipment, Russian personnel continue to leave their military hardware in highly vulnerable positions. The engagement demonstrates the persistent threat posed by aerial surveillance over the battlefield. On the front lines, numerous military and armored vehicles are neutralized by a single drone strike each. By maintaining dominance over key logistics routes, Ukrainian forces prevent essential support from reaching Russian personnel. This strategic aerial pressure disrupts the flow of supplies, leaving frontline units isolated and vulnerable. A Russian FPV drone is detected and tracked by a Ukrainian FPV drone, targeting the location of the Russian drone operators. The shelter is being hit. This time, the operation takes place under the cover of night rather than daylight. Many Russian soldiers, thinking it's safer to move in the dark, face unexpected attacks. Russian soldiers roaming the front are detected through the drone's night vision systems. This time, the soldiers cannot even see the drones. This operation clearly shows that Ukraine is employing every type of diverse attack on the front. The situation for the Russian soldiers is dire. Desperate and panicked, the soldiers constantly try to hide, only to be chased by drones they encounter in the darkness. The main military success of these operations is neutralizing the mobility of Russian soldiers. Critical activities like logistical resupply, casualty evacuation, and guard rotations are being done at night. However, with this drone pressure, the night is becoming even more dangerous than the day. Ukraine conducts an operation to leave Russian soldiers without communication on the front lines. Military communication satellites are detected and then neutralized by FPV drones. This operation shows that Ukraine prioritizes logistical attacks alongside those targeting personnel. Russian soldiers, already in a difficult position, are left isolated on the front without sufficient equipment. Dozens of communication units are targeted in a short period. As Russian forces withdraw to defensive positions due to the season, they become easier targets. The vehicles sent to resupply this equipment will also be targeted, completely breaking the Russian defense in this sector. This time, drones are used to drop bombs instead of launching direct strikes. Russian positions were first detected by reconnaissance drones. Subsequently, bombs were dropped directly onto the soldiers. Most targets are located in ruins. However, the Russian soldiers' lack of precautions and training against drones renders their concealment efforts futile. An armored Russian vehicle is detected moving on a logistics road. An FPV drone, taking immediate action, is succeeding in stopping the armored vehicle. Russian soldiers are using the same logistics routes constantly. Despite being attacked repeatedly, they are continuing to use the same tactics and paths, which is causing them massive losses. Facing continuous drone strikes, the Russian soldiers are losing dozens of men and are becoming unable to advance on the front. Even detected hiding bases are being identified. Russian soldiers are gradually losing control of their current positions.